Get strong.
Hello everybody in YouTube land. YouTube land? Can tell I'm having one of them days. It's Sandie from Books and Beauty for the Ages, and I'm rolling around all over the place. Today I am doing a very special collab with a wonderful colleague, and her name is Gloria, and her channel is BBfortheages, and I will tag her below. She, she's in my age bracket, so that's great. I apologize if I'm like mumbling. I have not slept, and I'm just having like the world's worst back spasms right now. Still haven't figured that out, but we'll talk about that. Anyway, you need to go check out Gloria. She's great. She does hauls, busy beauty boxes. She does makeup looks. She does shorts. She does just about a little of everything, and she's fantastic, and I love her. And thank you, Gloria, for being patient with me as I've been going through all of this medical drama. So if you want to see what I'm going to do, stay tuned. Okay, so today we're going to do an eye makeup look. I put most of my makeup on already. I'm doing this in stages. I put my makeup on and then went out and laid down for a while, and now I'm back. Today we're going to be doing a makeup look with the same palette, and it is, if I can pick it up with my slippery little fingers, it is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette. It was the first palette they ever came out with, and I fell in love with this company then and there. Their formulas are fantastic. I think the prices are reasonable. There is no mirror, which is great for recycling, and it looks like this, and they're all mattes. So today we are charged with using 5 shadows, and then because these are all mattes, we get to have a free choice, and I'll show you what my free choice is after I show you this. Now my plan is to go, I know I've got pink on, but I'm not doing pink today, I'm doing green. So I'm going to use these 3 in the top here, and then this one and this one. Did I get that right? I did, I got that right. So I'm going to be using those 5 from this palette, I think. We'll see. You know what? We'll see what happens when it happens. Whatever the mood strikes. And then I'm going to be using Blend Bunny's new... I really should have taken this out of the box before I did this because I'm so terrible with unboxing stuff. This is the Trove Multichrome Quad. This baby was expensive. I'm sorry, but they were expensive. You know, multichromes cost a lot of money to make, but you know, there's 4 of them, and for the 4 of them, it was $68. So I'll either using probably this or this one as my free choice. So it's still Blend Bunny. Also, I wanted to show you while we were here, Blend Bunny has a new palette out, and it is called Lure. As you can tell, it's got like a mermaidy vibe, and you can feel the scales and stuff on it. And again, no mirror, which is great, and these are the colors. I'm in love with this palette. I just love it. I've used it a few times now, so it's an awesome palette. But we won't be using that today because that's not the one that Gloria and I picked. Okay, so let's get this started. So I won't keep you here very long, and then I can go back to bed. Let me put this little mirror. I brought a little mirror with me today because it's magnified, so I can look at that, look at you. The brushes I brought to use today, I just brought a handful of them. I'll sneak that one out. I have Blend Bunny brushes. There's 5 of them here. I don't know if there's one missing. I know there's one of my other brushes missing, but these are the Blend Bunny brushes. They are fantastic brushes. I am in love with these. These are like some of my favorite brushes. They're like really soft and need to be cleaned. It's like a little kind of a pencil brush. And then here's one to do your blending. And then there's a little tiny, tiny one to do your eyeliner. I also brought with me my Sandie G brush that I got in, what did I get this in? I got this in my Beautylish Lucky Bag. Probably the best thing I got in there. And then I have my new and slightly unused side Refer brushes, and I love these things. They weren't that expensive because I volunteered to do a review on them, so I got some money off. There's a big fluffy one, and they're all made in Japan, and they're natural hair. So that's what I'm going to be using today. I may not use all of them. I may just use the Bum Bunny ones. Who knows? So, okay. I'm going to start with, let's see, I want to do my crease. So I'm going to start with this lighter shade here. And that is Wildflower. I may not like how it comes out, but we'll see. And I'm going to use my Blend Bunny number B3. Wrong. They have like a, nope, they're just bees. They're just bees. It's bees. So how is everybody doing? Let me know how you are doing this fine February. You looking forward to spring? I know I am. It is getting warm here in South Carolina, but we have like a mixture of, you know, warm and cold. So don't mind any mess I make. I'll clean it up. So I'm going to bring my crease up high because I have, you know, hooded eyes. And these brushes are fantastic for hooded eyes. And here's the thing, like I always say, you know, makeup should be a fun thing. Makeup is, for me, it's peace. It's calm in the storm where I'm having a difficult day, you know, being able to put on makeup makes things a little better. At least for me anyway. And I apologize because the sniffles are probably going to start. All right, I'm taking a smaller brush and I'm going to do the outer corner with Remedy. God, here comes the sniffles. And that's this one right there. This slightly darker green. Do I know how this is going to turn out? No. Could it be a disaster? Yes, but you know what? You can wash it off and you can start over again. I wouldn't do that to you guys, but okay. So here's the deal with me. First I want to apologize to everybody because I know I have not been on very much. And that is because I have just been dealing with dogs, with just this massive pain in my lower back and in my sacroiliac joint. So that radiates down my hip, down my leg. And it's just been too hard for me to even sit up. I'm telling you, my dogs bark at everything. I have to deal with a lot of barking here. All right, so I did that. I might zhuzh it up a little bit. Then I'm going to use to darken that up and give it some. I've heard of widows. This towel is gonna go in the wash anyway. Okay, sorry about that. I have horrible allergies today. Makeup should be a fun thing. Makeup is, for me, it's peace. It's calm in the storm where I'm having a difficult day, you know, being able to put on makeup makes things a little better. At least for me anyway. And I apologize because the sniffles are probably going to start. All right, I'm taking a smaller brush and I'm going to do the outer corner with Remedy. God, here comes the sniffles. And that's this one right there. This slightly darker green. Do I know how this is going to turn out? No. Could it be a disaster? Yes, but you know what? You can wash it off and you can start over again. I wouldn't do that to you guys, but okay. So here's the deal with me. First I want to apologize to everybody because I know I have not been on very much. And that is because I have just been dealing with dogs, with just this massive pain in my lower back and my sacroiliac joint. So that radiates down my hip, down my leg. And it's just been too hard for me to even sit up. I'm telling you, my dogs bark at everything. I have to deal with a lot of barking here. All right, so I did that. I might zhuzh it up a little bit. Then I'm going to use, to darken that up and give it some texture, I'm going to use Luxe. And Luxe is this guy over here. So anyway, here's the deal with me. I've been disabled since about 2006, I would say. I was a nurse. And this is not going where I wanted it to. Kind of hard. I'm used to doing it in the other room. So I just clean up anything that gets messy here. With my fingers, of course. And then I will, you know, clean the corners up with some micellar water. Anyway, I have been disabled since 2006. I was a nurse. And I got a few back injuries. At one point, a patient took and threw me against the door. Ugh, I'm gonna wipe my eye real quick. Please hold. I've heard of widows. This towel is gonna go in the wash anyway. Okay, sorry about that. I have horrible allergies today. So yeah, I was a nurse and unfortunately had a couple of injuries and had to deal with, I ended up having really bad sciatic pain. And sciatica is when your sciatic nerve gets pinched off and you have pain down your leg. And it started to get really severe. So I went to see a neurosurgeon that came recommended to me by my primary care doctor. And they said the only way they'd see me is if I had surgery, which that should have been a red flag right there. But I only needed to go in to have a little piece of bone snipped off, because I apparently had a birth defect and my first sacral bone, my S1 bone, was curled and wrapped around I am having a hard time talking today. Curled and wrapped around my sciatic nerve. So, you know, went in and he did that and, you know, everything was cool. So, dear Lord, that dog likes to bark. So, okay, next up I'm going to use Secrets to blend out the top of this a little bit because it's the lightest color. So anyway, yeah, I had surgery and I felt great for about 3 days, and on day 3 I had the worst pain ever. So yeah. So I had to have another surgery because my discs collapsed. So I had to have spinal fusion. And back then, way back then, I think it was in like 2004. Yeah. I had to have, you know, an open. I'm trying to figure out what color I want to use here. I had to have an open back surgery, open spinal fusion, which, let me tell you, it was the worst pain ever. I woke up screaming. It was so, so bad. And I was crying, and I was crying for about 3 days until one day the pain doctor in the hospital came up doing rounds and asked me why I was crying, and I told him, I'm like, I've been in massive pain for 3 days, and the doctor refuses to give me any medication because he thinks it'll kill me. It's like, so I'm like dying here. And he was a very, very short guy, and it was very funny to see him going off on the doctor. I mean, he was like screaming at him. He's like, what's wrong with you? It's like, do you want to keep your job? Do your job right. You're supposed to give people pain medication when they need it. So anyway, that's that part of the story. So that was a long, long recovery. And it took about 18 months, and then I went back to work at a new place. So yeah. All right, I've used all the colors in here that I was going to use, so now I'm going to use a topper. Did it come out great today? Maybe not. You know, when I'm in pain, things are really hard for me to do. Where did it go? Hello. It disappeared. It disappeared somewhere. Did it go into this? It did. It went into my sink. So yeah, that happened. And then I went back to work, and I thought everything was fine, but then, you know, the pain wasn't going away. It was getting worse and worse and worse, and it turns out that the discs above where I had the surgery had decided to fall. So I had to have yet another spinal fusion. And at this point, I wasn't too happy with the doctor. I wasn't too happy with everything that was going on. But I did it anyway. And I went back to work, and it turned, you know, I was fine for a while, and then I collapsed on my office floor because I was in like agony, and it came on really quick. So yeah, so that happened. And then sorry, I'm like pausing today. I'm just not feeling well today. So then I ended up having to have the hardware removed, and when I woke up, my left leg was completely paralyzed. I couldn't walk on it. So I ended up in a wheelchair, then a walker, for a couple of years until I found a really good chiropractor that helped me out. So that happened, and I was getting, you know, I was doing better. I had a splint on my left leg because I had drop foot from the surgery. And then, you know, I did everything to try and get rid of the pain, and nothing really worked. I tried a couple of spinal cord stimulators. I was on a ton of oral meds, but then it was decided that I'd have a pain pump put in. So I had the pain pump put in. However, I had to go off all of my pain medication. I had to wean off of it and just go off it completely and stay off of it for 2 weeks. Let me tell you, it felt like I had the worst flu ever. It was a horrible experience, and I would never want to have to do it again. Because the doctor just wanted all the medication out of my system. So that was a little horrible. But you know what? I mean, afterwards, after the surgery, things were kind of good. I mean, I got to go to a Red Sox game and was able to stay for the whole thing. Then I moved here and everything went to crap. It just turned into utter crap. I had a doctor, my pain pump wasn't working right and I was just in a lot of pain. And the doctor checked it. And when he did, he injected air, which I think was supposed to be saline, but he injected some air into there. And I had what's called a spinal stroke. I was paralyzed from here down, all the way down. So I got sent to the emergency room, but he didn't want to send me. He thought I was being dramatic because I was told that the tubing had to be changed. I was like, if you think that would make me dramatic, you don't know me very well. So yeah. So I had to go to Charleston and have the tubing changed. The spinal stroke resolved itself, but it was a very painful night because once they gave me medication and it started to kick in, it was like the worst pain I think ever. Like my whole body had muscle spasms from the waist down. It was like everywhere. So then, let's see, so then I had to have my pump changed because they only last about 7 years and then you've got to change them. And I went and had mine changed and then developed a life-threatening septic infection with an abscess in the muscle of my lower back. The doctor had told me, oh, it's not a bad infection, it's fine. You could just go home and take the oral antibiotics we gave you. And then, yeah, I developed an abscess and I was in the intensive care unit for a long time. In 2 intensive care units. I was in the intensive care unit at the local hospital for about 4 days. And then they transferred me to the hospital where I had the surgery. So, and that was a nightmare. That was like the worst hospital experience I've ever had. So that got fixed and I had to leave this out for about 8 months. And then the doctor didn't want to put it back in. He's like, well, what if you get another infection? And I'm like, well, what if I get another infection? I'm like, it's just a chance you take. So, yeah. So it got changed. No, it didn't get changed that first time. Sorry, my brain is not working today. Fibro fog, I think, and pain. So he went in to go put the pain pump in and noticed that my spinal fluid was a little cloudy, so he wouldn't do it. Took a bunch of cultures, and then a couple weeks later, I had surgery. And now, we get to now, finally. Yep. Now, I am just in immense pain, and we don't know what's going on. I'm not sure if it's the pump. I started on oral medications yesterday. They turned the pump all the way down. But, I mean, I woke up screeching this morning. So, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't know if there's an infection down there. I don't know. I'm going to see a neurosurgeon. It'll be today when you see this. So, I'll be seeing a neurosurgeon today. And then we'll see what he recommends. Okay, I'm going to finish this all up off camera. And I'll be back. I'm back. This is the finished look. I don't think it came out too bad. It's not my best look of all time. I forgot to put my lipstick on. I'm having one of those days. My only problem is and I hadn't mentioned this, for the lighter eyeliner, I use Lethal Cosmetics side liner. Best eyeliner ever. It doesn't irritate my eyes, which like everything pretty much else does. And I use Melt because I had a darker green, and the only problem is my eyes water, and when they water, that comes off. So it's why I usually don't put mascara on my lower lids, lower eyelashes, because it just comes off and I look like you know, one of the people. I also, on the top lashes, used 2 coats of the telescopic mascara. Yes, that mascara. I don't think I look anything like that. So, anyway, the only other thing I wanted to say about Blum Bunny is they also have a cream gel eyeliner. I got that with my last palette, and I don't use black very often. I used to wear black all the time when I was younger. I mean, all the time, but I don't know. Now that I'm older, it doesn't quite suit me as much. And I think I'm more colorful than I used to be. Not surprising. And that's what the black one looks like. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed everything today, even though I was a little discombobulated. And I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic, blessed, healthy day. And be true to yourself. And that's all for this video, everybody. Thanks for hanging with me and my babbling. See you in the next one. Bye.